On tonight's edition of 47 Days of Accountability, we train our cameras on county number 022, the county of Kiambu, under the leadership of Governor William Kabogo. Our associate editor, Noah Otieno, is here in studio to take us through the numbers, the highlights of that audit report for the county of Kiambu. The financial year, of course, 2014-2015. Noah, what do you have for us?
Well, when you're talking about the counties, Ben Kitili, you have to take it into perspective, because when you are at the national government level, when somebody talks about 1 billion shillings, it sounds like peanuts. But when you are in a county like the county of Kiambu with a budget of, say, 10.396 billion shillings, when you say 2 billion or 2.7 billion shillings cannot be, or one was not collected, that's a big amount. And that's exactly what we are talking about today. Let's look at the numbers, exactly what happened in the year, financial year 2014-2015. Now, this is not money that somebody stole exactly, but this is money that somebody did not put in the system or did not collect as was supposed to happen. Right. So the auditor says that prime plots in the county of Kiambu, and you know, land is very precious in Kiambu because there are so many people and land is really fertile. But prime plots or stalls, 30,053 of them are rated 0, which means they're not paying a shilling to the county government of Kiambu. What does this mean in terms of exact shilling, in terms of taxpayers' money that is not being collected? If you look at the financial bill of 2014-2015, this is 30 million shillings. Because the county government of Kiambu said that you would pay around 1,000 shilling land rates if it's less than 1 acre, or 1,200 shillings if it's more than an acre. So that is 30 million shillings that somebody did not bother to collect. They just said, these guys, let them pay 0, nothing. What else? Accumulated land rate arrears. This is money that was supposed to be paid to the county government but was not paid. Meaning people have the prime plots, they're living, trading on there, but they're not paying. So the county government of Kiambu did not get 2.6 billion shillings from prime plot owners that did not bother to pay. Let's look at the next slide and see what the numbers look like. Properties with no physical addresses. This means they exist somewhere, but nobody can tell you this one. You just have to go behind the governor's office to find the land. You can't trace the property. Why is this a problem for the auditor? This is a problem because if you don't know where that property is, you can't collect rates on it, right. Okay? So this exactly, property that is that has no physical address, means they're losing 2.9 million shillings in that year alone. What else? House rent arrears. These are people who are living in county houses, but they're not bothering to pay rent. Nobody is also bothering to kick them out of the houses anyway. That is 78.4 million shillings. These look like little amounts here and there, Ben, until you total them up. Now, if you total just this land problem alone, you are looking at 2.76 billion shillings that was not collected by the county government of Kiambu in the year 2014-2015. What does that mean exactly? Now, in that year, the revenue estimates for county of Kiambu was 10.39 billion shillings, meaning that this is 26%.
It's a fifth.
Yes,
of that.
It's about a third, actually. 26% of the budget that was not collected. 26%, that's a lot of money. 2.76 billion shillings for a county with 10.3 billion shillings revenue estimates. That's a lot of money. What else is there in the audit report for the county government of Kiambu? Let's look at the next slide. The problem is not just about not collecting rent, not collecting rates on land, but also contracts. Now, there was a contract awarded for milk cooling tanks in the year 2014-2015, awarded to Dairy Systems and Services Limited in May of 2015. Now, by November of that year, you know, the contract was 28.4 million shillings, about 8 cooling tanks. But by November, let's look at the next slide. By November of that year, the contract winner had installed about 3 of them, but 5 of them were still in stores, just lying somewhere, not installed, not commissioned. So the auditor is asking, wait, you've already been paid 28.4 million shillings. Where are the 5 cooling tanks for milk? Right. What else is there in the audit report? Let us look at the next slide. Excess procurement of goods. This is especially in the health department of Kiambu County, 18.4 million shillings. Now, somebody sat on this money for the entire financial year, then realized in June of 2015, wait. the financial year is coming to an end. Let us spend this money quickly. So they bought items for 18.4 million shillings. And then what did they do with them? They put them in a store somewhere, and they're still there. That is according to the Auditor General, not me. These are drugs and non-pharmaceutical items that were bought by the health department. So why was somebody rushing to spend 18.4 million shillings and then storing this in a storage room that is, according to the Auditor General, very damp, very unhealthy, and very unhygienic? You can't store drugs in such a place. So this is most likely money wasted. What else are we seeing in the county or in the Auditor General's report for Kiambu County? Now, there is a word. This was a big deal for Governor Kabogo in that year because he was really keen to see that this works. Now, they upgraded one ward in the Kiambu County level 4 hospital to be a neurosurgery ward. It was a normal ward, but they upgraded it to be a neurosurgery ward. They spent 11.7 million shillings on it. Now it's ready, but nobody is bothering to use it. So why did they bother to spend the money? That is what the Auditor General is asking. But what else is there that stands out in the Auditor General's report? Let us look at the next slide. Now, this one is interesting. Somebody somewhere in charge of hiring decided to hire 16 people who are above 50 years of age. Okay? These are 16 new officers. They were employed, they were hired, put into the system, and now they are permanent and pensionable. They're 50 years old, which means, under normal circumstances, in another 55 years, they're supposed to retire.
Yes.
But the law says that you cannot hire anyone on permanent and pensionable terms unless they can serve you, your farm, or your county for at least 10 years. These people are going to serve this county for 5 years, then they'll have to retire, you'll have to give them pensions and gratuity. So this is a big, big question mark for the Auditor General, Ben Kitil. But as I said, what you take away from all this is that 26%, minimum, 26% of Kiambu County revenue for 2014-2015 has not been collected or cannot be found.
That's a huge amount.
Yeah.
Almost a third, like you mentioned there.
Yes.
Thanks, Noah. Now, they are with the numbers from the county of Kiambu. Earlier in the